Welcome. On this video, I'm going to be going over the differences between chasing and pursuing, and kind of at least where I kind of draw that line, and kind of just things to keep in mind as you go through meeting people and dating relationships. So whether we like it or not, the general consensus is that men pursue. Whether that is because of a million years of evolution or simply the social norms of the culture we live in, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. This is the society, this is the culture we live in. So the expectation is, as a man, you will be the one to pursue the woman. Now, what that means is when you are out in the world and there's a woman that you say find attractive or interesting, you will be the one that pursues her. Obviously, women can come up and hit on you. That's fine. That's great. It does happen, but that's not what I'm going to be discussing in this video. So you see a woman at a concert, maybe she gives you the eye, gives you some indication that she's at least open to you approaching her. You introduce yourself, you chat a bit, ask for her phone number. Maybe she says yes, maybe she says no. Then, move on. But say she says yes and she says, here you go. You exchange phone numbers. At that point, maybe you can text the next day. It was great meeting you, blah, blah, blah. Then maybe a couple days later, say, hey, I'm going to this concert on such and such a time. Would you like to join me? Again, you are in the position of pursuing. That's kind of your role, so to speak, in the culture we live in. And at that point, she might say yes, she might say no. Say she says yes, things are going well. And maybe you consider that a date. And after, say, 1 or 2 or even 3 dates, depending on your speed and her speed, you finally have sex. At that point, I would say things change a bit. At that point, once you've had sex after a couple of dates, you are no longer pursuing. You are in a position where now the woman, and again, to some extent, and to yourself, have to make a decision. Okay, do I keep going or does this it? So hopefully the sex was enjoyable enough for both of you. And so maybe, the next day or a couple, day later, you text her, or, and this is the key part, hopefully she texts you. Because again, like I said, after you guys have had sex, that is when things should really start changing. And you should be, start removing yourself from that pursuing role and you just being the guy. Say you have sex, a second time, a third time, depending on who's making the dates and stuff. To me, that's kind of still a little bit of a gray area, but at least by the third time, the ball is in her court. Whether she wants to continue seeing you and things keep moving forward, that should transition to her. That should be on her side, because if you've already had, a couple, say you've had 3 or 4 dates, you've had sex 2 or 3 times, and you're still the one calling, texting, setting up dates and stuff, you're no longer pursuing, you're chasing. That's not cool, man. At that point, the woman should be the one saying, hey, I like this guy. You know what? He's fun to be around. I enjoy my time with him. And so what you would ultimately really like to see is after, say, that, second or third time, that maybe you just kind of, sit back a little bit. Don't be rude. Don't be distant, but don't pursue any longer. That's not your job. Let her reach out to you. And what you would really like to see is a text that says something like, hey, I miss you, or hey, it's been a while and I want to see you. What do you do on Friday? Something like that, where what you're looking for at that point is an indicator from her that she is interested in continuing to see you. And honestly, like, and the thing is, like, if you already had like 3 or 4 dates, you already had sex like 2 or 3 times, if she's not showing that, I don't know what to tell you, man. You deserve to be with a woman who is interested in you and is showing the energy and the effort to be with you and to let you know she's interested in you. If she's just sitting back letting you do all the work, she's not interested in you. She's interested in validation. She's interested in attention. She's interested in you entertaining her. I mean, to be blunt, you're a clown at that point. You're just there entertaining her when she feels like it. And if you want to be a clown, if you got nothing else going on in your life, that's up to you. No, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, every guy deserves to have a woman who is interested in them and putting forth the effort to show them that. And so at that point, after 3 or 4 dates, and these numbers are mine. Yours numbers might be 1 or 2, or they might be 7 or 8. But for me, 3 or 4 dates, having sex 2 or 3 times, the ball's in her court at that point. Like, I want to see, is she reaching, is she texting me? Is she initiating conversations? Is she saying, I miss you? Or, hey, what are you doing tonight? Or what are you doing Friday night? Or, something like that. And so at that point, she should be the one that's like pushing things forward. The one thing I will add, a little, it's a little bit past like the kind of, pursuing versus chasing part, but I would really recommend that you let her be the one to bring up exclusivity. Again, like, if you can, if you want, but the point is, like, if you're bringing it up before she has, she might not be ready. I mean, that's the thing. She might not have brought it up because she doesn't value you that much. Maybe she enjoys your time. She enjoys being with you. She enjoys, the bedroom shenanigans, but she doesn't want to like go further than that. And so I would, if possible, just not bring up anything that pushes the relationship forward. Let her do that, because I think, you want her to be happy, and the way that you're going to know she wants to be exclusive is when she brings that up and starts talking about it. And, I mean, I don't know about you, but I am definitely not a mind reader, and I don't want to bring it up early and just kind of have this awkward conversation that possibly kind of sabotages things if they're going well. So again, like, with that, I would just let her drive the relationship forward, enjoy things, and again, don't be so cool and don't be distant, don't sabotage the relationship by putting the ball in her court. That is not saying you don't do anything. That means you respond. You give back the same amount of energy. Give her something so that she knows that when she's reaching out to you, she's going to get something back. And so she's like, okay, this is good. I text this guy, he texts me back. If I give out some energy and some interest, he lets me know that it's, well received and stuff, and that things, are good. So, So anyways, I wanted to make this video, mostly on the difference between pursuing and chasing, and just kind of where that line is. So hopefully this video has been helpful.